Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Well, I messed up with my dates. My bees will be in tomorrow. So next week's video I will show me setting the bees. This week I've spent getting the hives ready. I didn't film that. It's amazing at how much this little piddly work takes time-wise to get it done. Example, it took me one complete day to actually get the ground area leveled out here and to get the beehive stand, I almost said built, assembled. There was no building this. It was a simple block and 4x4 assembly. Grabbed a little bit of dirt, went ahead, leveled the area out, got the palmettos cut back that were trying to come back up through. Put down like my weed cloth, and then went ahead and set the blocks and then set the 4x4s, and I actually had two old 2x4s as well left over, and I just slid those through the openings on the cinder blocks to kind of hold them in place. Now the reason I am having to rebuild this area and bring in more packages of bees and a 5-frame nuke is because Whopper decided that tearing up the trees wasn't good enough. He tore up my beehives. Very frustrating. This steer better taste like Wago beef is all I can say. Anyway, the tractor really made some pretty easy work out of getting this area leveled out. And it's actually nice. I wanted to do that before the other beehive stand that I had. It was sufficient, but I was never totally satisfied with it. It just didn't feel really beefy enough. And when the hives were full and I was harvesting the honey out of the flow hives,
You're a good girl, Leah.
it had a tendency to kind of wobble, or it was kind of wonky anyway. The nice part about this thing is just as solid as it can be. And then with a couple of spin-in anchors like I used when I built the RV canopy, I can use those to run ratchet straps over the top of these hives. So when the hurricane season hits, I will be able to just ratchet strap them down and the bees will be able to ride the storm out in place. As you can see, I'm spending a lot of time putting the levels on it. My thought process on it was spend a little bit more time, get this thing exactly how I want it. That way, once I set these hives up, once they get really active and start breeding out, I can go ahead and do a couple of splits. So I'll be able to fit 4 hives into this little mini apiary, and I'm anticipating a really nice honey flow using those flow frames, and that again will be a later video. Today's video is really pretty boring. It's just basically hauling dirt, shoveling things around, and getting things put into place, and it's just amazing at how long something so simple can take to get put together. A lot of it didn't help. The neighbor had her pup down and let her pup come over and play with Stella, Bastion, Grace, and Juno. So every couple of minutes they were coming up, bumping the camera, bugging me, wanting to play. So a little bit of squirrel, we'll call it squirrel syndrome. I had squirrel syndrome today. Overall, this thing came together absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure if this will be my 100% go-to design for future areas that I want to set up, but for right now and after today, I was really pretty happy with this. And I was just amazed at, like, pushing on the wood and stuff. It had no give whatsoever, which again, on the other setup that I had, I used T-posts. Granted, I had them pounded into the ground and whatnot, but they, with the 2x4s, there was just some flex and some play there that, um, not that it was bad, it just wasn't as good as this design. So there you have it. Slight angle to the front to keep the rain from running into the girl's house. Level from side to side, and it is totally ready for next week's video when I will be installing a 5-frame nuke and hopefully my 3-pound package of bees. Alrighty then, take care. I'll see you next time.